Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now the price of Ethereum is still battling against this massive line of resistance, but we are getting much closer towards the next massive move in Ethereum. So make sure you're watching all the way to the end of this video so that you're not missing out on any of this important information. And just before we jump into it, make sure to drop a like on the video down below. And if you're new to the channel, you might as well subscribe with notifications turned on for more updates just like this every single day. But with all of that out of the way, let's get straight into what this video is about. So right here, we're on the Ethereum to US dollar chart on the 4-hour time frame, and this indicator for the new viewers on the channel is called the Bollinger Bands, and right now we are squeezing on the 4-hour time frame. Now we're still in the middle of this process at the moment. We haven't actually had the proper squeeze just yet, but generally speaking, what this means for Ethereum is we're approaching the next volatile move. Anytime these Bollinger Bands squeeze close together, that's how you know that a volatile move is coming sometime soon. Just going back a little bit in the charts, you can see, boom, we had a squeeze right there and then a very volatile move. We had a squeeze right there and then a very volatile move. And then more recently, around a week ago, we had a squeeze right here, and that led into more volatile price action for Ethereum. But something else to consider is we don't normally see those huge moves on the weekend, because usually on the weekend we have lower volume, and that's exactly what we've seen this weekend and last weekend and the weekend before that. And now just taking a closer look at what's happened the last couple weekends to see what we could expect as we come out of this weekend. First of all, we had a weekend right here between the 2nd and the 3rd of October. And then we had a weekend right here between the 9th and the 10th of October. And then obviously at the moment, we've almost finished this weekend. And what you can see here is, at least recently, a lot of the weekends have been mostly sideways price action. And also in the beginning of the next week, right after the weekend, we haven't really seen any crazy moves in the Ethereum price, at least recently. The biggest moves in the price of Ethereum have actually been coming just before the weekends, at least recently over the past few weeks. They've been coming towards the end of the week, as in around Thursday and Friday, for example, back here. And looking at this pump as well, that was towards the end of the week, just before the weekend. So with all of that in mind, and the fact that we're trading just underneath resistance, honestly, I would not be surprised if we actually continue to trade somewhat sideways for the next few days. And then possibly in a few days from now, that's when we can see the next major move. And technically speaking, because we're in an uptrend, it is more likely that the next major move is going to be to the upside. But just in case it's not, in case we do get a rejection here, it's important for Ethereum to basically just hold above this level, this previous resistance level. And right now that's coming in at around 3,650 approximately. But the tops of these wicks are coming in at close to 3.7k. So once again, for as long as we can remain above that level, we're still looking really good here for Ethereum. And then the resistance here for Ethereum is coming in at around 4,000 US dollars. And that's simply because of this high just here. And also that's the technical price target out of this ascending triangle pattern. So just to quickly summarize the video so far, in the shorter term, perhaps over the next few days, I do expect a little bit more sideways price action, especially because of the price oscillators starting to trend slightly to the downside. But the last time we did that, it basically entered Ethereum into this sideways consolidation range. And then when we finally start breaking above that $4,000 resistance level, that's how you know that the next major move for Ethereum is beginning. And just quickly updating you guys again on the price targets for Ethereum, once we can get above 4,000 US dollars, the first initial price target above 4,000 would actually be the all-time high, coming in close to 4.4k, because seriously, above 4,000 US dollars, there's not really much resistance left for Ethereum except for the all-time high level. And then after Ethereum can break above the all-time high, the next price target to the upside above the all-time high is this price target out of this inverse head and shoulders pattern, and that's coming in at around 4.7k. And this pattern is also another reason why it's important for Ethereum to simply remain above this price level just here, coming in at roughly around 3.7k, as I mentioned earlier, because yeah, that's the neckline for this inverse head and shoulders pattern. And now zooming all the way out to the daily time frame for Ethereum, and as you can see here, we've still got this huge cup and handle pattern that has pretty much completely formed. Now all we're waiting on is the breakout above this line of resistance, and that's coming in at roughly around 3.9k. But as I've mentioned a lot in recent Ethereum videos, I would like to see a break above that $4,000 high to really help confirm this breakout to the upside. And obviously with a breakout like that, we need to see a little bit more volume coming in here. But yeah, zooming into the current price action, you can see that just yesterday we did end up forming a rejection along this line of resistance, because in yesterday's video I was talking about how we could be potentially in the early stages of this breakout, but what we'll need to see is obviously those confirmation methods that I mentioned yesterday, for example daily candle close, volume coming in to back up that move, and all of those sort of things. And we didn't see any of those confirmations. We just formed a slight little wick above this line of resistance and no daily candle close above it. So yeah, at the moment we're still waiting on the breakout to the upside, which in my opinion it's going to come soon soon enough. Obviously, it's very hard to tell exactly when, but considering how bullish the crypto market is at the moment and how much momentum we have to the upside, I would not really expect these sort of levels to hold very long. But yeah, anyway, for the new viewers on the channel that missed my last Ethereum update video, getting into the technical price target out of this pattern, that is coming in at around 6.2k, which from the current price is a gain of around 60% to the upside. So definitely a huge opportunity potentially waiting for us on the chart. And just really quickly updating you guys again on Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Right now, we're pretty much just consolidating sideways after seeing that bounce after that bullish divergence. So it was because of this bullish divergence that I was talking about around a week ago. That was one of the main reasons why we saw a bit of a bounce here and now sideways price action. And I mentioned in one of my recent Ethereum update videos where I last talked about Ethereum versus Bitcoin that we could be potentially forming two bullish patterns here on the chart on the 4-hour time frame at least. And the first one is a potential inverse head and shoulders pattern, as you can see here. And for that to play out, what we would really need to see now is just a continued bounce to the upside towards the neckline and a break above the neckline to confirm this pattern. And right now, that neckline is coming in at around 0.066 Bitcoin per Ethereum. But if we don't see that right shoulder form, then we're still potentially forming another pattern, and that is this descending broadening wedge. And a descending broadening wedge, technically speaking, is a bullish reversal pattern. So more often than not, this type of pattern does break out to the upside. But with that being said, we haven't really seen too much confirmation that this pattern is even forming, because we've only really got two touch points to the downside here and two main touch points to the upside. But if you wanted to zoom in a little bit closer, you could perhaps say 3 touch points along this top line of resistance. But ideally, I'd like to see 3 touch points along any given line to actually confirm it as a significant line on the chart. But with that being said, this is still a potential pattern that we can pay attention to. And right now, we're holding onto this daily upwards trending line of support coming in at around 0.062 Bitcoin per Ethereum. If we break that level, then obviously that's not good in the immediate short term. So if we do break that level, then perhaps over the next week or so, I would expect another move somewhat similar to this move, for example, or this move. So basically just another leg to the downside if we break this line of support. But with that being said, I'm still slowly dollar cost averaging into Ethereum, because during the more bearish times, that's where you see the biggest opportunities. You never want to be chasing the market after the market has already pumped. If you're averaging in at lower prices after we've seen a lot of bearish price action, that's simply where the opportunities for the biggest gains come around. But with that being said, it's important to mention that it's still possible for us to see a little bit more bearish price action just in the shorter term before we start kicking in the bullish price action later on. But yeah, that's just giving you guys an inside look of my strategy at the moment for Ethereum versus Bitcoin. And also, while we're on the topic of my Ethereum strategy, I mentioned in my Bitcoin update video that I placed a couple conditional orders just above some significant levels on the chart, such as the all-time high, for example. And I've just done a similar thing for Ethereum. I've placed a conditional order just above that $4,000 high and another conditional order just above the all-time high, so that when we do eventually see a breakout to the upside, I can catch that next leg to the upside no matter what. And by the way, I don't recommend leverage trading for the complete beginners out there, but for any of you that want to take a look at how I place trades like conditional orders, for example, make sure you're checking out the second link in the description down below. That will take you to a video here on the channel that I made a couple months ago showing you exactly how I trade Bitcoin and Ethereum. And in that video, I go over long positions, short positions, conditional orders, limit orders, stop losses, take profits, all of that sort of stuff. And for those of you that haven't already, make sure you're following me over on my Twitter for extra updates throughout the day. And if you enjoyed this video or got something valuable out of it, make sure to leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe with notifications turned on for more updates just like this one. Also, considering the fact that we have some huge opportunities moving forward in Ethereum, there's never been a better time to share these videos around with your friends and family to get everyone involved while we're still seeing these amazing opportunities. And before clicking off this video, make sure you're checking out one of these uploads if you haven't already. I've got that trading video that I just talked about showing you exactly how to place all of those different orders. And then I've got a passive income video showing you exactly how I earn about $100 every single day with no work required, pretty much free money. But anyway, that's really everything I have to say for this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.